clipping.
Time begins. $30 seconds. One minute. $130. Two minutes.
When I was a little boy, my father took me outside to the farming side of our property for the first time. And he showed me the electric fence. He pointed at it and he said, "Don't touch that fence, it'll hurt." Of course, being the young, rambunctious boy that I was, the first thing I did as soon as he turned his back was I ran over and I grabbed a hold of that fence. And guess what? It hurt. And I learned a valuable lesson that day. A lesson that, well, apparently Taylor Swift has also learned. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Basically, don't be foolish with your actions unless you're okay with getting burned. That day, when I grabbed the electric fence and got shocked real good, I fell back on my ass and started crying. My dad came over, he leaned down next to me and he said, "I warned you." And that was his way of teaching. Basically, he let you learn for yourself. He gave you one warning. He'd point out the stinging nettle over in the brush that I wasn't supposed to go in and said, "If you touch that plant, it's gonna hurt." Guess what? I would run into the brush, get touched by the stinging nettle, and sure enough, it hurt. Who would have guessed, right? And thus, I figured out eventually, through trial and error and plenty of pain, that the longer I decided not to listen to my father and do stupid things like run off and touch the electric fence or what have you, the longer I would continue to suffer for it. Most people seem not to learn that lesson. They get pulled out of the fire by other people and then they never learn from their own mistakes. For example, gamblers. A gambler will go and blow thousands of dollars at a casino and then complain about it the next day, saying that he got robbed, earn all of his money back through hard work, and then do the same thing yet again. You'd think that after bashing his head against a wall enough times, or losing his money enough times, he'd learn from his mistake, that he would stop playing the stupid games to win his stupid prizes. But usually that's not how it happens. Same thing happens with a lot of people. People who go into crime, for example, or start doing drugs. People who speed on supposedly open roads. Why take the risk of running into another car, getting T-boned and dying? Why take the risk of becoming addicted or getting dragged further and further into a criminal organization and going to jail? When you play the stupid games over and over and over again and expect a different result, that tends to be the definition of insanity. You're never going to get that different result. You're only going to get more pain until you either fail completely and can't play the game anymore, or learn your lesson and stop playing the game. And that is when you'll find happiness, is when you stop playing the game, when you stop bashing your head against that brick wall, when you stop touching the electric fence. Once you learn that, you'll stop playing the stupid games to win the stupid prizes, hopefully like Taylor Swift has done if she's using that quote. Thank you for listening to my speech.